Brent Williams is from iHeart Radio in New York, and you're behind some of the biggest radio stations, the imaging, like Z100. So how important is it to make a unique sound for stations like that?
The nice thing about Z100 is it kind of comes packaged with its own sound. That jingle's been branded for 30 plus years. So the trick for me is more finding more innovative ways to constantly put it in. So if we're doing a concert promo, maybe we'll play that live on a guitar through a filter to make it sound like it's actually being played on stage. On the sonic end, on the emotional branding side, we're just trying to do as many new things as possible.
And I heard in some of your presentation you were talking about, of course, just keep reminding listeners about the new fresh music you can hear here, the plethora of music you can hear.
Yeah, this is the first time since I've worked in radio that new music is genuinely being broken really frequently on the radio all the time. Because we've found through research that it's very important to listeners. It always has been, and now there's so much competition we really can't afford not to play that all the time.
And is it becoming a really noisy market? I know that station branding, it gets faster, louder, poppier the whole time. Does it ever come to a point where it becomes a bit too much?
Yeah.
You feel like you're in outer space with rockets going by
Yeah.
and things popping.
Yeah, it does.
You're like, it's 8 a.m, holy smoke.
It's never been my style. I've scaled a lot of that stuff back, but when I say a lot, I mean to a level that I think is reasonable. It's important to be loud and get noticed, but it's also important not to be obnoxious and not to make sound happen just to do it, which is really easy because you produce stuff, you want to feel like you're making things, and sometimes...
Don't you hear that a lot in imaging nowadays?
Oh, yeah. Overproduction is really easy to do because when you produce stuff, it makes you feel more valuable to get to put more into it. I'm guilty of it, and you finish a project and you're like, this is amazing. I can't believe I did this. And you go to pee for something and you come back and you hit play and you're like, I don't understand any of this shit. This is way overproduced. I think it's a common problem. And
it goes into like Lana Del Rey or something really slow and it's like, whoa, what a gear change.
The softest hits and the hardest hitting imaging.
The hardest imaging. So you're across 2 main radio stations and then 9 rock stations?
Yeah, they're all within iHeart. There's not as many people as there once were in the industry, so... for me, it's good because I get to make a little bit of extra money and get to keep a foot in the rock world, which I've always loved doing. So when I have time to do that, I have other writers that help in these markets. They send me stuff, I voice it, and I put some sounds to it, and I send it back out and get back to work.
So from your presentation, very quickly now, 3 bullet points that people who are into imaging should take away and learn from.
Okay. Keep your creative diet really rich. Most people can get locked into a studio trying to do the best job possible, and sometimes you might be succeeding in spite of yourself. If you get out and you try to experience as many things as possible, it's going to make you more creative.
That's number 1.
Number 2,
Bing.
Think visually when you write stuff. Don't think of the words. I wouldn't even recommend listening to music. I would recommend trying to think in pictures of what it is you're going after, whether it's winning, whether it's a concert. By the way, this is how I do it. I'm not saying it's the way, but
he's one of the best, so listen to him. Okay, number 3.
Number 3 would definitely... There were a couple. I'm trying to find my favorite one. Don't forget your smart speakers. That's the number 1 thing right now. And if you are not in those smart speakers, you're probably not going to get listened to in about 5 years.
Good talking to you. Enjoy the rest of the radio days.
Cool. Thank you very much.